Hello, hi. Good to see you again. This is a probably very short. You know what? I always say very short and then I talk forever, so I shouldn't promise that. This is intended to be a very short, just a little update video. Um, I've had all these great intentions of doing different cooking videos and things like that, and it just hasn't happened. So I am sorry that all you're getting are these, updates and chit chat things, but that's what I want to do, so it's what you're gonna get. Just want to give you a little update on everything on life. So we will start with weight loss. Um, I am, I think I mentioned it in the last one, 22 pounds down. That has not changed. Well, actually, it went up a little bit for like a day or two, but I'm not worried about it. I haven't changed my eating habits. It is lady time, so that usually happens. Again, not worried about it. I've been doing the one meal a day again, which I love. It just feels so much better for me. So I'm happy to be back on that. And yeah, things are going well. I've just been counting calories and having the one meal a day, and hopefully it will continue to go down. So yeah, and then there's my health. So I just actually now came back from the rheumatologist, had a follow up appointment with the rheumatologist. Last week I had the pulmonary function test, which, excuse me, um, was fine. I mean, it wasn't enjoyable. Well, part of it was enjoyable, actually. I had this tech that was running it was so nice, and it's actually kind of a long test, like you're in there for a long time with this tech, and you complete all these breathing exercises on this machine, and then you take an inhaler, and then you do all the tests again. But when you take the inhaler, you have like 15 minutes for the inhaler to take effect, so you have to just sit and wait. And this woman just chatted with me and told me about how she wants to go vegan, but she doesn't know how. And I gave her some tips, and she was really nice. So it was actually kind of fun. Um, but the actual test itself, not that fun. Not painful in any way. It's just literally like you put your mouth around this breathing thing, almost like a snorkel, and then you just breathe, and you have to do these different things like, breathe in deeply and then exhale deeply and hold it, and you just have to do it over and over again. And so yeah, it wasn't fun, but it was totally fine. Um, anyway, I had that test last week, and then the rheumatologist, wanted to see that, so he went over the last of my tests. So with the lung function test, I had before that an X-ray of my lungs, and both the X-ray and the function test said that I have low lung volume, which um, the doctor said he doesn't really know why. Like he's not. He's I forget how he phrased it. He said something like, at most it's mildly concerning, which was his way of saying it's nothing bad. It's fine for now, and it could just be my baseline. I had some weird uh, like lung stuff happen when I was a teenager, and it could be residual effects from that, or it could be, um, from the mixed connective tissue. disease, which is what they're looking for, is like pulmonary hypertension, which is very scary. But anyway, this was just to get like a baseline, and then every year I'll get the test done again to see if my lung function is declining in any way. So, yeah, so low lung volume, but we don't really know what it means, and it's not that scary. So that's fine. And he ordered some more blood work just to see, because the last blood work, my inflammation levels were still through the roof, and they should be going down with the medication that I am on, and just with time, they should be going down, and they haven't, so they're gonna just test again and see if we're going in the right direction yet. So I'll see him again in 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. So, oh, and then I also have to go see the eye doctor. Apparently, the lupus medication, something real creepy can happen with it, where like the medication literally can attach itself to your retinas. Gross, right? And it can really mess up your eyeballs. So I need to see the eye doctor twice a year now instead of just once a year. So I need to see them before my next rheumatology appointment. So that's my homework. More blood work and eye doctor. And I have started on my own tapering back off the prednisone. That's a long process. I, for some reason, personally have a very hard time weaning off the prednisone. I don't have too many side effects while on the prednisone, mostly just a lot of sleeplessness. I get up like 8 to 10 times a night to go to the bathroom. Which is very frustrating, but I've kind of gotten used to it. But otherwise, not so bad. But when I start weaning off of it, I get like, it's not even, I wouldn't even describe it as pain, because it's just really, really uncomfortable. But whatever it is, it feels like someone has like injected a bunch of like balloons inside my body and is just pumping them up, and not like I feel gassy. It like literally feels like someone has put like a sack of something between my shoulder blades and is just like pumping it up, and it feels like everything is like separating in my body. It's I know that doesn't really make sense, and I don't know what the actual, like physiologically what's going on in there that makes that feeling. But that's what I get. Even if I'm like an hour or two late with the prednisone, it starts like in between my shoulder blades, and it just kind of spreads out like everywhere rapidly. So when I wean off of the prednisone, like I have to do it so slowly. I think they normally would recommend like you reduce by 5 milligrams for a week. And so I think I'm going to reduce, by 2.5 or 5, but like longer than a week, like a week and a half maybe, and then taper down, taper down, taper down. Because, yeah, it sucks. But I have started tapering. This is my first week tapering down from the high dose. So we'll see if it was really helping. I'm not really sure. But if my pain increases as I decrease the prednisone, I will have to increase the prednisone again and just keep staying on it. So wish me luck, because I don't want to be on prednisone forever. It's not the worst thing, but I do not enjoy it, and I would really like to get some quality sleep at some point. So what else? I do also now have symptoms of Sjogren's, which is the same. It's like uncomfortable at best. For me, it's not that severe. Some people have it pretty badly. Sjogren's is another autoimmune disease, blah, blah, blah. But the main symptoms is an excessively dry mouth and dry eyes, and you could see how that would be terrible if it were severe. Mine is not severe. I'm having just a little bit, mostly at night, like my mouth will get really dry, and in the evening, like my eyes will get kind of blurry, and so I mentioned it to him as like a new symptom, and I told him, you know, I have been tested already for Sjogren's and it came up negative, and he reminded me that that's what this mixed connective tissue disease is that I have, is like I have and will have symptoms from a myriad of autoimmune diseases without actually having that disease entirely. So I have Sjogren symptoms, but I may not have actual Sjogren's. So I don't know. I mean, I get it. I get that, like, you know, it's an overlap syndrome, and he said that that's why with something like MCTD, you know, he said this, all we can do is continually treat the symptoms as they arise and as they bother me. And his main concern is getting the inflammation down and treating the arthritis. And yeah, because I think the arthritis is what causes most of the pain. And the other things are sort of just annoyances. So yeah, that's it. So no real updates there. I mean, nothing is changing. For now, it's still continuing to get baselines for everything so that in the future we can track my symptoms and my progress or lack thereof, and see how things change over time. And that's the only real way to treat it. So I realized none of that was interesting at all. But if you're going through trying to get diagnosed, or you're recently diagnosed like me, it could be kind of interesting, because I have and do watch every video I could find on MCTD and lupus and all of these things, because, you know, I'm not the only one that has it, and it's really interesting and really helpful to watch other people's experiences with it. So if you are one of those people, I hope that it is interesting to you, and I hope that you're doing okay. So what else? I don't think there is anything else. I really hope to, like I said, make some slightly more interesting videos, but I don't really know what anyone even wants to watch. I know that my most viewed videos are the ones about intermittent fasting, about weight loss, but specifically about 1 meal a day. And if that's what people are interested in, I'd be happy to keep making those. But, you know, personally, I do like watching weight loss videos, but I think there's like the, you know, sensationalist part of it where people only want to watch success stories. So like after it's already done, you know, like a weigh-in where, you know, you want to find out if someone did well, or, you know, a success story where they're like, I'm at the end and this is how I lost all this weight. And that's amazing. I would love to be able to make one of those videos, but I don't think people care too much about the slow journey of it. especially when things don't change very much. I'm just eating my meals and hoping to lose weight. So, but I'd be happy to make those videos and chronicle the journey a little bit closer. But I just don't know what people want to watch. So if you do watch my videos and you have any opinion whatsoever, please let me know. Because if you just want to hear me talk about nothing like this, I could do that every day. If you want to see more of my food, or if you want to hear more about vegan food, or if you want to hear just about my chronic illness, just about weight loss, or maybe you just want to see my dogs being cute, whatever it is, if you have an opinion, do let me know, because I made a video a while ago talking about why I make videos, or more so questioning myself why I make videos and saying I don't really know, because it goes against, sort of who I am. I don't really want to be out there or seen or famous or anything like that. And I'm not an entertainer in any way. I clearly don't put too much effort into these because I can't even be bothered to edit them nicely. But after making a bunch of videos, and specifically chronicling my diagnosis, I think is what I realized why I make these videos. And it's counterintuitive, like I said, because it goes against sort of who I am, and that I am an introvert and I have no desire to be like, entertaining, really. But what I realized is that I just like telling someone my feelings and telling someone what's going on in my life. And I have never enjoyed doing that in person. I have a lot of amazing friends. I have the best partner in the world, and my family. I mean, everyone that I have in my life is here for me, and I know that they would listen to me and my feelings. But it's not something I like to divulge to them. I don't like to go out to dinner with my friend and tell them all about my doctor's appointments or my weight loss struggles or anything. I want to hear about what's going on in their life. I want to offer support for what they're going through. I want to talk about TV and movies. I don't want to talk about myself, and I don't want, I don't want that immediate reaction from someone. I can't handle the pity look. If I'm talking about my chronic pain or anything that I'm going through like that, and someone gives me that look like they're so sorry, I don't want that. And I know it comes from such a sweet place, but I don't feel good getting that from people. I just want to talk about the fun things, and I want to be there for them. And it's just who I am. But I realized that, after a while, everybody needs to talk about it. Everybody needs to talk about themselves and feel like they're being heard and get their story and their feelings outside of themselves. And I guess this is just, for me, this is what it is, because I can talk about it and it's still going somewhere. It's still leaving me, and falling on, willing ears. But I don't have to take that like immediate reception, I love comments and when people leave comments, and I love the support when people say nice things. Um, but it gives me this barrier and it gives me this time to absorb that response on my own. I don't have to look at someone right in the eye and say, like, you know, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for your sympathy, whatever it is. I can just sort of sit with it and take what I want from it. So, yeah, so I kind of thought about that. And that is why I make these videos, is because it's my person to talk to um, on sort of my own comfortable terms. So, I don't know. I don't know if that was interesting to you, but there it is. All that whole spiel aside, I just wanted to say, like, leave a comment and let me know if there are certain videos that you do want me to make, and then I can commit to making those and making them decent instead of just this. So there it is. Not quick at all, just like I promised, 22 minutes. So I hope that you made it through, and I hope to see you soon. So thanks. Bye.